How many of you remember this woman who came out last week or so to cry on the internet that her husband removed her from his COS, and people were asking, what did you do? What did you do? I was one of those people, and I posted that video here on this channel. People were asking what she did, and now this woman has responded. But instead of responding and telling us what she did, she came out instead and told us what her husband did to her, all the maltreatment she suffered in the hands of her husband. She has come out now to tell us. And now this man also who has spoken to her husband has also come out to tell us her husband's side of the story. Remember, there are two sides to a story. Why this woman only told us all the bad things her husband did to her. She never told us her own fault in that marriage. Never. She made herself look like a saint. This man who said he has spoken to the husband has come out to tell us a little bit about the husband's side of the story. That the husband is even back in Nigeria here. That it was in Nigeria here that the husband contacted the lawyers, who now contacted the UK officials, and the woman was removed from his COS. Now, according to the husband, when they got to the UK, he was the one that sponsored her, and the woman, of course, also confirmed that it was her husband that sponsored their trip to the UK, their relocation to the UK. Now, according to this man, when they got to the UK, after the wife got a job, she became disrespectful because the man was bouncing from one job to another. He couldn't get a stable job. So he was bouncing from one job to another until this woman eventually got a job, a stable job. And when she got that job, she became very disrespectful to him. And the man couldn't take it anymore and said, listen, we have to go back to Nigeria. The woman said never, that she can never go back to Nigeria no matter what. That she has suffered so much. That she suffered so much when she was in Nigeria, only for her to get to the UK now, get a job, suffering to get a job, and now she wants them to go back to the UK. That is not going to happen. So the woman refused to go back to Nigeria. That she suffered a loss in Nigeria, only to get to the UK, and now the husband wants them to go back to Nigeria. That she's never going to do that after they've had a child now, because they now have a child. The woman was pregnant while she was looking for a job. According to the woman, she said the husband really maltreated her, even hit her. He hit her and she was bleeding from her eyes. The police came. She had to lie to the police and tell them that they were just dragging a phone. The husband was arrested, but later on he was released. That is this woman's story now. But this man said the woman became very, very disrespectful to him. She would not even greet him. That things were so bad between them compared to when they were in Nigeria. So the man said the man felt like if they are coming to the UK, it's going to ruin their marriage. Let them go back to Nigeria, but this woman refused. So it was when the man got back to Nigeria, he removed her from his COS. When he did that, that was when, of course, the UK officials contacted her and told her that she needs to get a new COS, so she will have to be deported. That was when she came online and started crying that the man she calls her husband has removed her from his COS. Now let's listen to this man, after which we'll listen to the woman's side of the story.
So guys, you remember this story that I shared about this lady whose husband decided to remove her from his COS in the UK here. So I heard her own part of the story and the guy's part of the story yesterday. See, there always be problem between husband and wife, okay? There always be problem. But the thing is, if that problem cannot be resolved, then it will result in what is currently happening. So the guy has actually gone back to Nigeria. It is from Nigeria that he told his lawyer to write to the Home Office to remove his wife from his COS. So when the guy came to the UK here, he wasn't having so much job because the employer who brought him didn't have enough hours. So the guy was trying to do, work here and there just together. So his wife was able to get a job. So he said immediately his wife got a job, she started disrespecting him. Yeah, that she started disrespecting him. She wasn't greeting him. She started talking to him anyhow, simply because she's now earning money. So the guy said, why will she just change all of a sudden? And the guy also said immediately she came into the UK here, that she said she's not going back to Nigeria in the next 10 years. That nothing will make her step her feet in Nigeria. So the guy was like, why would you say such a statement? Meaning that she has suffered in Nigeria, now that she's in the UK, she's not going back to Nigeria. So here and there they've been having so much issues, but the guy felt he couldn't take it. So that's why he's decided to go back to Nigeria. And from Nigeria, he has decided to remove his wife as his dependent. So the woman is still in the UK now, trying to find her feet. And they also have a baby. That's the funny thing. They have a child. That child will suffer now. I don't know how the woman is going to cope. Having a child in the UK here, how are you going to work? How are you going to take care of your child? Your husband is not here. So, see, if husband and wife don't put their head together, there will always be clashes and issues like this. So, I pray every home going trouble, God will help many of our homes. It's unfortunate.
It will be over right now. So, you've heard it. The man wanted to go back to Nigeria, but the woman refused. So, he contacted the Home Office to remove her from his COS. Now, let's listen to her.
Suffered a miscarriage. Lady who cried out her husband removed her from his COS in the UK.
Okay.
What have I done? I will explain how everything started. So, we came into this country 2023.
2 years.
He came,
We've been there now for 2 years.
As a skilled worker visa, I'm his dependent. So when we came into the country, it was very difficult then, yeah.
Okay.
Because it happened that the company that brought him in doesn't have enough job.
The company
so
brought him in.
do 20 hours. But I was the one that was eligible to do like any type of work I want to do. But then I was able to do a warehouse job because most of the other work I applied, they require I should be in the UK, have 6 months experience and all of that. So when I applied for warehouse job, and they accepted, I was 6 months pregnant. Then.
Wow.
They accepted, and
6 months pregnant.
The day I went
job.
to submit all my documents, they asked, they submit all my documents. I came back home, and I met him at home, and it was like, now that they have applied for the job, that they've gotten the warehouse work, that he needs to open a joint account that they'll be using to be paying the money.
Okay.
I said, oh, no problem. Since you have access to it and I have access to it, no worries. I accepted. So when they paid me the first time, don't say it's money. No, it was never money that bring this issue. Because back then in Nigerian, this has been happening. He has been beating me. This man beat me when I was in Nigerian. Back then in Nigerian, I had a miscarriage.
Wow.
Back then in Nigeria.
Wow.
So don't say it's money. It was never money that bring issue between me and him. It was never money. Because back then in Nigerian, he do beat me. And then what his parents will say is that it is normal for a husband to beat his wife. Well, I wanted to leave them, but my mom was like, he's going to change and I should just give him time. So many things. And me, I was truly thinking he would change. That's why I stayed. So, when they paid me the first time, before I wake up, this man has already collected the money. I asked him, where the money they pay me now? He said he's having financial difficulties.
Okay.
I said, oh, it's okay. I did not say anything. The second time they paid me, the same thing happened. It was like the second time they paid me, before I wake up, he has already collected the money again. Only the money that this man gave me is transport from house to work. That's all. He don't give me any because that warehouse they pay us weekly, and I work there 4 or 5 times a week, depending on how I pick shift. So when they pay me the second time, he collected the money again. I sit him down, I talked to him. I was like, he's the one that brought me to the UK. He has the money, he has the right to take the money because I never contribute any money to bring myself here. I called him, I talked to him, he was shouting. I talked to my mom, I talked to his mom. I also talked to the person that connected both of us. And there was like, oh, maybe it's because of how UK is. It's finding it's very difficult for us for the first time, and why that's why maybe he's collecting the money that he will change. I did not say anything. The third one, this man collected before this one, the third one. My sister called me on a very good day that she was looking for money, that if I have money that I should send for her. So I told her that okay, they will pay me on Friday, and I will send the money on Saturday. So before when they paid me, it was in the midnight. I think in the midnight. So when I wake up in the morning, before I wake up,
money is gone.
Has already collected the money again.
3 months now.
Collected the money again. So I asked him. First of all, I told him that he need to send me part of the money. I was like shouting, "Who will give me rights for me to ask him to send me part of the money? Am I the one that brought myself here? Am I the one that do this?" Being so much aggressive, and we started having argument. I said, "No, you need to send me part of that money. If the first one I work, you collected the money, guys. This video is going to be long, but I will post everything that has happened. If he doubts it, let him come and prove it." He started shouting, "It's one that brought me to the UK, a lot of things," and we started having argument. This guy being so much aggressive, PCC all the you see, scattering the house. The food that I cook, he brought it, he scattered everywhere. He went out to go and buy drink. He came back, he was drinking, he was smoking. And we still having that. Then we are staying in shared apartments. Then, so when we came in, when he came back, we're having arguments. I was like, "You're gonna give me this money today because me and you go get issue. You gonna or you divide it and send some for me." Because only money he gave me there was transport to work. He started being aggressive, shouting, "Who am I? If you bring a show to the UK, we are sure not pay him every monthly." That's how we started having argument though. On the process we were having argument. I can't hold him, I can't do anything to him. He carried bottle, he stabbed my eye. My eye was bleeding. I was shouting for help.
Lance bottle for your eyes.
Help.
Okay.
You know what he did? He carried phone, he called the police himself. You see how smart he is. He picked the phone. He don't do me. He was thinking maybe I'll first of all go call police. He now carry phone, now call police himself to report himself before I will report him. So immediately he called the police. Immediately said that the police, you're sorry now, where the police are coming. He was very calm. When the police are now knocking on the door, when the police started knocking on the door, so it was like, when he heard them, because they were still in shared apartments, it was like, "Enter bedroom, enter bedroom, enter bedroom." That my eye was bleeding. "Enter bedroom, enter bedroom." He now be begging me in Igbo language that I don't want to go to prison. I need to lie to the police to tell them that your phone we are dragging, and he don't want to go to prison. I mean, I don't want him to go to prison. So when the police came in, immediately the police came in. Immediately lady saw me enter the bedroom because there were two. The lady followed me immediately. He followed me immediately. As he followed me enter the place, he hold me. He come out. As he come out, he enter our room. He first of all search if there's any child in the house. No, because I told him we don't have children because I was only pregnant then. Still, when the police hold me, he's still speaking Igbo for me to tell them that nothing happened. That if I tell them what happened, I will go to jail. And so I tell the police that it was phone that we are dragging. No, that's what hit me on my eye. They was like, "No, phone can't make my eye bleed." My eye would bleed. So they arrested him that night. So when they arrested him, the parents now keep calling me. I should use the same method. What I told them for the first, so that I will not change him out. I should keep on telling them that nothing happened, which I did. I keep on going to the police station, telling them that nothing happened. He's a lovely husband. He never did anything to me, so that they will leave him. Because they arrested him, they give him a condition not to see me. I keep on going to the police, telling them that nothing happened. He was a lovely husband, but still they did not want to release him. I keep on going. And then if I'm leaving the house, I do wear eyeglass because I was very, very pregnant then. I leave the house early in the morning so that I'll be able to meet the person in charge of it. That's how we did though. They release him. When they release him, because then even before I gave birth, these people say no, you will not see me. When I give birth, I was the only one in the hospital. They refused for him not to see me. But then they provide one woman. I don't know if it's a special worker that was there with me, telling me, like helping me. They provided somebody. They said no, you will not go see me. So after I now give birth, they now release him.
Wow.
So when they release him for like 2 good months, it was very calm. I said 2 months. 2 weeks. What be 2 months?
Wow.
2 weeks, he was
Him a
very
gentleman.
calm. If you see him, oh my God, he
2
was
weeks.
very calm.
Only 2 weeks.
After 2
Him an
weeks,
angel.
he start again. Like,
Wow.
he start again.
Okay.
If he says something and that thing will not happen, that no go get rest too. It's more something that he said that will happen, or because he brought me to a lot. So he now came down. Then my baby was 3 good months, and I have to start applying for work because it was very difficult for us to sort our bills. Then I started applying for work to know if I can get work so that I'll be able to support him. Every month they pay me. This might collect my money. The month that I did not.
So you can see that the woman never told us what she did. Just like the husband too. The husband too never told that man what he did. They are both trying to look like saints, not exposing their faults. None of them is willing to accept their faults in the marriage. They are trying to paint themselves like saints. How will a marriage work like that? Now obviously they wanted different things in the marriage. The man wanted to come back to Nigeria. The woman said no, she doesn't want to come back to Nigeria no matter what, because she has seen a lot, she has suffered a lot in Nigeria. So she knows that coming back to Nigeria will not be to her own advantage. Why the man felt that coming back to Nigeria will be to his own advantage, will give him the upper hand in the marriage. The woman felt being in UK will give her the upper hand in the marriage. That is what I am seeing here. And because of that, they have now gone their separate ways. The woman insisted and stayed in the UK. The man insisted and came back to Nigeria. And this is the same thing. This story is not a strange one. It is something that has been happening a lot. The man and the woman, they are married here in Nigeria. Because the man is the provider, supports the woman financially completely. Sometimes these men tend to abuse these women. They beat them, they take advantage of them in so many ways because they don't have money. This is why it is very important. As a woman, you go into marriage, you're going with your own money. Otherwise you are going to see hell. You might see hell from the husband, from your husband. And it happens a lot. The man maltreats a woman because first is the one providing for her. She's financially handicapped. What can she do? In some marriages where the man is the provider 100%. They maltreat a woman intentionally or unintentionally, and when they relocate to the UK, these women tend to revenge. Because men complain a lot about being disrespected by their wives when they travel to the UK, which is why most of them are preaching, don't take your wife to the UK, don't take your wife abroad, don't travel with your wife abroad. But they hardly talk about what the men did to the wife or have done to the wife, how they maltreated the wife. Of course, it is not always the case. It is not every woman who travels, who relocates her husband abroad, starts disrespecting him, that does that because the husband was maltreating or disrespecting her when they were in Nigeria and he had the upper hand. No. But it happens a lot. So obviously this woman was disrespecting her husband in retaliation to the manner in which the husband has been disrespecting her, even though she never said that in this video. While the husband too has had his own fault. He has been maltreating this woman, even to the point of collecting all her salaries because he was the one that brought her to the UK. If he was having financial difficulty, why not tell her? Why will he just take all her salary because he was the one that brought her to the UK? Even saying something like the woman Ashawo, or if he bring Ashawo come UK, won't he be collecting? So the whole system was already messed up. It was messed up. They wanted different things. They were getting back at each other. This one would do, the other one would do. They both wanted to have an upper hand. They were both fighting. Both of them have been fighting to have an upper hand in the marriage. At the end of the day, they both did what they felt would be in their own interest. We favored them the most. The man came back to Nigeria, and because he was the one that brought her to the UK, he was her sponsor. He removed her, and the woman insisted on staying back in the UK. And for her to have come out on the internet to cry that she needs a COS, it tells you that she doesn't want to come back to Nigeria at all costs. You come out on the internet now to cry and look for a COS, it tells you that the man was right, that the wife didn't want to come back to Nigeria. But to an extent, the woman is justified for not wanting to come back to Nigeria. She has her reasons for not wanting to come back to Nigeria. The man, to an extent, is also justified for wanting to come back to Nigeria. So they both wanted different things, and they have now gone their separate ways. So best of luck to them.